Welcome to Chaos Reborn. This is a remake of a game that first appeared on the ZX Spectrum 30 years ago. 30 years is a long time. 30 years ago in England, for example, Elizabeth II was Queen of England. EastEnders was on television. And Mary Whitehouse was on a crusade to censor media which offended her sensibilities. How things have changed. Anyway, I'm going to do a couple of videos on Chaos Reborn, try to explain some of the subtle rules of the game. Probably useless for anyone who's spent a lot of time in the game, but it might be of some value to someone who's picked up the game recently or has picked up the game and is still kind of puzzled. The game, as I mentioned, is very, very subtle, and perhaps by examining some of the perhaps the more opaque rules, I can help new players out. So in the previous video I talked about positioning and how it's important. To recap, positioning is important because it's one of the areas in which the RNG, random number generator, doesn't affect at all. The RNG affects spell casting. As you can see, the spells here have a percentage value. They only spell with a 100% probability. Casting probability of success is Magic Bolt and Disbelieve. Most of them are below 90%. I'm not sure what the average value of a spell in Chaos Reborn is. Someone needs to look into that. But aside from spell casting, attacks also are affected by the RNG. So ideally you want to take a lot of care with your positioning. You want to avoid putting your wizard and your creatures in a position where they can be attacked by the enemy needlessly. Occasionally you will have to position your creatures aggressively because it gives you an opportunity to end the match by taking out the enemy wizard. But as far as possible, you want the first attack advantage. So right now, it's the start of the match. I'm starting first, so in terms of threats and opportunities, there aren't any threats, only opportunities. The opportunities are in the form of mana sprites. As you can see, there are 4 mana sprites on the field or battlefield. Each mana sprite gives you 25 mana. Why is mana important? Well, in Chaos Reborn, mana can be used to affect the probability, the success of casting a spell. The Magic Pole is not affected, Disbelief is not affected, but you can turn a spell like say a Goblin, which has a 90% chance of succeeding. You can turn it into a 100% chance of a guaranteed chance of summoning it. Is it wise to do that? No, it's probably not wise to spend mana on summoning a mere goblin. If you want, probably you want to use that on spells that are tough to cast. For example, the elephant has only a base casting chance of 50%. Using mana, you can increase that with every mana point you use to boost the spell. The percentage increases. Same thing with lower probability spells like Pegasus and Giant. So it's generally useful to grab these mana sprites, but one mistake new players make is they tend to put their wizard in such a risky position merely to grab the mana sprite. Understand that the game is not about grabbing mana. The game is about killing the enemy wizard. And you can actually win the match without ever grabbing a single mana sprite. So if it comes to a decision whether do I want to grab this mana sprite or do I want to keep my wizard safe, you should generally choose keeping your wizard safe. If your wizard dies, it's match over. So what I'm going to do now is position my wizard close enough to grab one of these mana sprites. I could position it here, my wizard here, which means I can grab this mana sprite in the next turn, or I can position it over here. Why would I want to position it over here? If I position it, my wizard here, I wouldn't be able to grab this mana sprite in the next turn. However, I would be in a position where I can aggressively control this area of the map. Again, it comes down to positioning. What I'm going to do now is to attempt to move here and cast Goblin. I succeed. Now take a look at what's happening here. I can grab this mana sprite in 2 turns. Meanwhile, my Goblin is in a position to threaten this wizard. He can move aggressively forward in the next turn. Therefore, it makes the enemy wary. Let's see how the AI responds. Okay, the enemy responds by summoning a spider. A spider has a base casting chance of 60%. There's a chance this could be an illusion. Again, illusions function exactly as real creatures would, with one important distinction. If I attempt to disbelieve the illusion and it is an illusion, it immediately disappears. Now, the spider is a great early game creature because it has a fast movement. It moves 3 hexes compared to the average movement of 2. And the spider has the web ability. What does web do? It immobilizes the target. And it's kind of annoying because it can go around immobilizing creatures, and then once it immobilizes them, it has a chance of killing them outright. So meanwhile, I'm going to move back. Just check the movement range of the spider. It can move up to here. So if I don't move my Goblin, it is in danger of being ensnared. I'm going to cast a skeleton and move back towards the mana sprite. Now keep an eye on this mana pool here. This shows you how much mana I have. Usually get mana from killing creatures. That is one of the main sources of mana. Another source of mana is of course this mana sprites, which gives you a whopping 25 mana for when you grab them. Other sources of mana including disbelieving illusions. If you want to check all the sources of mana, you can hit F1, which gives you the game guide. As you can see, mana points are a valuable resource that can be used to improve spell casting chance. Activate talisman effects. This only comes into effect in equip mode, and activate the Star's mega spell. As you can see, they describe the various uses of mana, how you gain the mana. If you are new to the game, be sure to refer to the game guide frequently. It's usually updated to reflect changes in the game. In this case, it hasn't been updated to reflect the changes in mana burning. What is mana burning? Well, whenever you attempt to burn a spell, which is to say you grab a spell, you drag it over to your staff, you get mana for that. Why would you want to do that? Well, if you take a look at currently I'm playing classic chaos mode, you get 22 spells, but you only have 20 turns, and one of the rules of the game is that you can only cast 1 spell per turn. So you have 2 more spells than you need. Why are the 2 spells there? The 2 spells are there for you to burn them, to gain additional sources of mana, for additional mana which you can then use to boost the chances of casting another spell. So again, my Goblin is in danger of being ensnared. I could move it forward, but I'm not going to give the spider a free shot at my webbing my Goblin, so I'm going to simply move over here and end the turn. Now remember, I still don't know if this spider is an illusion. I'm going to attempt to disbelieve in the next turn. Okay, the spider has moved forward 1 hex, which now puts it in a position to web either my Goblin or my skeleton, assuming neither of these move back. So I'm going to grab. I'm going to first attempt to disbelieve the spider. It's a real creature. I've squandered the opportunity to cast a spell during this turn. If you fail a disbelief, you are prevented from casting a spell in the same turn. I can cast a spell in the next turn, but for now, I've got a choice here. I'm going to move my Goblin over here, move my skeleton over here. I suspect the spider might position itself in order to web these creatures, or it might either try to aggressively threaten my wizard. Either is okay. I'm not in any immediate danger. Okay, the enemy AI has attempted to disbelieve my skeleton, but it was real. So the enemy can't cast a spell, or couldn't cast a spell in its previous turn. I'm going to move over here, which is relatively safe. I'm going to attempt to kill the spider with a direct attack spell. This one is called Decree. It has an 80% chance of succeeding, which is reasonably high, but only a 62% chance of killing the spider. So total chance of killing the spider with Decree is 80% times 62%, which, what is it? 4 over 5 times 3 over 5, 12 over 25. It's slightly less than 50%. Nonetheless, I'm going to take it. I succeed and remove the irritating threat. It's not likely to kill my. It can't kill my skeleton, for example, but it can inconvenience the skeleton, prevent it from moving. Now I'm going to move the goblin over here and leave my skeleton over here. The reason for that is if the enemy skeleton moves forward, I'm going to move my skeleton forward and kill it, or attempt to kill it anyway. I'm going to end the turn. As you can see, I've got 36 mana now. Part of the reason for that is 25 mana from the mana sprite, as well as mana for killing the spider. Another AI has managed to do he has made a pretty good move here by resurrecting the dead spider. Now the spider is a undead spider. As you can see, it has undead, which means it can only be attacked by other undead creatures, magic weapons or spells. If it was irritating before, it is downright dangerous now. If I move my skeleton forward to attack the skeleton, even if I manage to remove the skeleton, this undead spider is now going to be in a position to web my skeleton. I think I'm going to attempt to cast an elephant. I succeed. I'm going to mount it. Mounts are terrific because they offer the wizard additional defense. The enemy has to first kill my mount before getting to my wizard. The second reason mounts are great is because generally they offer greater mobility. Not so in the case of the elephant. The elephant has only a movement range of 2, which is the same as my wizard. The elephant does offer one advantage. It has very high defense value. However, its magic power is very low, which means its magic defenses are very low. It's relatively easy to kill the elephant with a magic attack. I gotta think about what I want to do here. Do I want to leave my skeleton over here? I'll move my skeleton 1 hex behind. Try to lure the skeleton forward. Meanwhile, I'll move my goblin over here. Let's see what the AI does. Keep an eye on my mana pool over here. Another undead creature. This time it's a hellhound. Again, another terrific creature to have in the early game because it has a great threat range. If you don't know what a threat range is, think of the threat range as the sum of the movement range as well as the attack range. The hellhound has a paralyzing stare, which has a range of 3, as well as a movement range of 3, which gives it a threat range of 6 hexes, which is massive when you consider how small this map is. I'm going to attempt to kill this enemy skeleton here. It was an illusion. You still get mana for that. As you can see, I'm slowly increasing my mana value, mana pool, and edging towards my mega spell. The mega spell has a mana cost of 55, and I'm currently up to 42. I could attempt to burn several spells to get the mega spell, Divine Sword, immediately, but instead I'm going to hold off patiently. I would like to get rid of this undead spider. I succeed. As you can see, I've gained additional mana for that. Very close to unlocking my mega spell. I'm in danger of being paralyzed by the Hellhound, which can either go for my skeleton here, or my goblin, or my elephant. I would like to keep my elephant, avoid my elephant being killed, or sorry, paralyzed. So I'm going to position my elephant behind my skeleton. Let's see what the AI does. The AI has only one creature on the board and fizzles its spell. Do have an advantage now. If I attack it with my wizard, I have a 33% chance of killing the Hellhound. And I still don't know whether this is an illusion or real, but I'm going to assume that it's real. But meanwhile, take a look at this. If I move my goblin over here, I have a 43% chance of killing the wizard and ending the match. I am going to take it because 43% at turn 7 is, well, it's 43% at any point in the match is good. Let's see if the goblin can do it. The goblin fails, but that's quite alright. I'm going to attempt to kill it with my skeleton. 27% chance it's likely to fail. It does. Now I am going to sacrifice one of my Pegasus. I have 2 here. I'm going to burn it by dragging it over to the staff. Now take a look at my mana, at how the mana value changes. If you there's a tooltip here which tells you drag and drop card here to burn and draw mana. Mana gain is +8. It was previously I think 9 or 10. They've changed it a few times for game balance reasons. I'm going to burn now. Take a look at my mana pool. It's currently at 49. It goes up to 57 because I've gained 8 mana. I can actually unlock my mega spell. I'm going to do that now. Whenever you activate your mega spell, there's a text here which means your enemy can immediately see it. I'm going to boost this to 87. I succeed. Now take a look at the attack chance. It's gone from 33% to 80% because Divine Sword has increased my what kind of pose is this? I know it's supposed to be a sitting pose, but it looks so weird. Anyway, the Divine Sword has increased my attack value up to 160. I'm going to attempt to kill the Hellhound. 80% chance of killing also means a 20% chance of failing. Nonetheless, I'm going to try this. I succeed. The Hellhound was an illusion. That doesn't matter because now the enemy wizard is in trouble. It has 2 threats here. It has to move back, or either it has to move back because otherwise it's going to be in danger. If it disposes of the goblin, my skeletons can still move forward and get a 43% chance of killing it. Let's see what it does. It nails my elephant with a magic attack. Decree. Kills my goblin. So the AI has had a very good turn. I'm going to position my skeleton here aggressively to threaten the enemy wizard. I'm going to grab this mana sprite. So I've currently got 15. Goes up to 14. Ta-da! I can actually unlock my another Divine Sword. If you take a look at the card, what does it say? Summons a magical sword for a chosen wizard to wield, boosting attack value by 140. If the wizard is already equipped with a magic sword, then the additional spells will improve the attack value by +90. A magic sword can be used to slay the undead. Having 2 magic divine swords equipped seems like overkill. I'm going to burn this magic sword now. I don't think I need it. So what do I want now? I would like to put additional pressure on the enemy. The best way to do that, I think right now, is to summon an eagle. An eagle is very quick moving creature. I'm going to cast an illusion. I'm going to go into illusions in another video and simply end the turn. Let's see what the AI does. AI decides to cast Vengeance, another direct attack spell. It fails again, so my skeleton is going to move forward aggressively, and my eagle is going to move forward aggressively. Now this positioning isn't very good because one of the spells in game is called Gooey Blob, which has a chance of ensnaring creatures in pretty much anywhere. If it casts over here, these two creatures will be immediately blobbed. Nonetheless, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to move forward with my wizard aggressively and attempt to summon another fast moving creature, this time a lion. I've got 3 creatures on the battlefield. The AI has nothing, so the AI is is going to be backpedaling now. It attempts to disbelieve my lion. The lion is real, so it retreats smartly. I could attempt to attack the wizard with a 20% chance, but instead I'm going to move it over here. Move the line over here. If you take a look at the positioning, the AI doesn't have much room to maneuver now. Anywhere it moves, there is a threat waiting to attack it in my next turn. Let's take a look at its movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can move forward here relatively safely. Again, I'm going to choose something fast moving to apply further pressure on the AI. I'm going to attempt to summon a Pegasus. Pegasus is pretty great as a mount because it has movement 4. It is relatively fragile because defense value is only 30. Nonetheless, once I've mounted the Pegasus, I can apply some serious pressure on the enemy wizard, assuming of course it survives this next turn. So I'm going to attempt to attack the wizard with my eagle. It's a 20% chance, relatively low, but nonetheless this is a chance to win the match, so I'm going to take it. And that was the victory. Very quick, very straightforward. Couple of dicey moments in the early game where the AI had a Hellhound, had a Undead Spider, but I think aside from that I managed to deal with it relatively easily. I'm going to do a few more videos. I think in the next video I'll try to examine illusions, why they are kind of important to the game, when you might want to disbelieve an illusion, when is the best time to use an illusion, why might you want to disbelieve a creature you think is real early in the game. But for now, I'll end the video and see you next time.